Miller Lite, the only beer of the Cowboys. Tastes like Miller time. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys. Lou Casey, the official bootmaker of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. Alltech Lansing. Just listen with Alltech Lansing, perfecting sound since 1927. And by Omni Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's Victory Monday!
Now, your hosts, Nicole Hutchison and Brad Sham.
Welcome, everybody. It is Victory Monday.
We like that. Come on, Victory Monday.
People are into it, yes. And that's part of the reason we have such a nice crowd here this evening at Sidecar Social in the Star District on the Miller Lite Cowboy Hour. And part of the reason is that our special guest announced himself yesterday in New Jersey. Ryan Flournoy, number 19. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I see why the people are here. Okay. Thank you for having that game, and thanks for being here.
Oh, man, thank you for having me.
We, as always, we thank you all very much for being with us. This is our regular Monday night stop every Monday during the season, except when it's not, but that won't happen for a little while. We'll tell you when it does. And for those of you listening on the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network, thank you. We always appreciate having you. And for those of you streaming anytime, anywhere on DallasCowboys.com, how y'all is? Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. And it is Victory Monday. It is Victory Monday in very convincing fashion. And in one of the most memorable games for a Cowboys receiver, I'm going to say ever. I'm not saying it's the best game ever. I'm saying it's one of the most memorable games a Cowboy receiver has ever had. Here's Ryan Flournoy, a rookie from a small school last year who had 102, you can correct me, 102 yards receiving last year.
Just about, yeah.
And 104 in the first half yesterday in New Jersey. So nice game. I guess you had fun.
Yeah, it was fun, winning, playing. Man, it's just a dream come true, honestly. Got to give it to God.
Let's talk a little bit about having a game like that. Ryan and I chatted very briefly on the airplane last night. I was sitting right behind him, and I asked him if he had heard of Miles Austin, and you said you had.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know when you heard of Miles Austin. When did you hear of Miles Austin?
I just, growing up, I just seen him on TV.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So Miles, I don't think any of you need reminding, an undrafted free agent from Monmouth College in New Jersey, and he had a breakout game one year in Kansas City. He had over 200 yards and established himself that day, and he went on to be one of the Cowboys' key weapons. Now, was anything about yesterday surprising to you?
Honestly, no. I just prepared for it. Honestly, like from the moment I suited up when I was a kid, just always had the dream of playing in the NFL. And when I got my opportunity, I just knew it was going, be big. So I feel like yesterday was the opportunity, and I had to make it happen.
All right, so the week before, going into the game with Green Bay, it was Green Bay last week, wasn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So CD was out, but you had Cavante at the start of the game and then lost him. And then Tolbert got his chance, had a huge catch, a great blocking game. I think he's been doing that really well all year. So did you expect to have, as now that then you didn't have Terp yesterday, so now you're down a man. You got both of you two, along with George. But did you expect to have as big a role as you did, or does that just kind of come with the flow of the game?
Nah, that was surprising. Probably got only like 10 reps against the Bears. Got a little more action against Green Bay, and I felt like I did well. And then we got the come in Monday next week and got the New York Jets, and I see some plays drawn up for me. So I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. So like once I seen that, I knew it was time to really lock in and just really, because I've been locked in like the whole season, just waiting on my turn. When they needed me to go out there, I was gonna do my job 110%. And I feel like that's what I showed them, and showed they could trust me, and I feel like they trust me now.
Now go ahead.
No, please.
The common theme has obviously been the next man up mentality.
For sure.
But what were the conversations like with Dak? Because I know he sang praises of you yesterday. So what were some of the things that you heard from Dak in terms of, hey, like, stay ready because I'm going to be trusting you a lot on Sunday?
Yeah, so Dak actually, my first conversation ever with Dak when I was a rookie was how he was the next man up when Tony Romo got hurt, and then, he was a rookie. He had to go out there and he balled and never looked back. And that's what I feel like history is repeating itself. I just got to go and take my opportunity and run with it. And Dak is an amazing leader. You see him in the facility all day just working on his craft, and, it shows why he played. And he know I'm there to follow him. We have conversations on the off season all the time where I tell him my goals and he tell me what he think of it. And he's like, man, you got just got a great aspect of life and just perspective of it, and just that's how you should be. And I want to be in the Hall of Fame. He knows that, and he was like, every time I see something, I'm like, that's what Hall of Famers do. And me and him just had conversations, just long conversations about being great, and it's wonderful to hear the kind words he have spoken about me.
Do you? I'm guessing that you don't come in and say to the coaching staff, "Hey, thank you very much for this list of plays," but I'm just kind of curious, why is that me instead of JT? You take what's on the board, and you're both big receivers, but you're a little more physical, I think, than Jalen is. Is that fair? Would you agree with that?
It's fair, but I do got to give Jalen Tober his flowers, man. He's somebody who pushed me during the off season. I was hanging with him all the time, and he showed me the ropes of how to, just get what you can while you can. And JT a great football player. I don't want to take anything from him, but he's an amazing teammate also.
And also had another strong blocking game yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
So if CD and I don't have any idea what Turpin's status is for this week, they probably won't know until tomorrow. But when he comes back, let's say when Turpin, because CD might be another week or two, those high ankle sprains are funny. So are you going to get him to have to play with like 2 or 3 footballs to make all of you happy?
Hey, whatever my role is, I'm going to go out there and play it. Whether I get the football or it's just all blocking, I just want to win for real.
Did you feel, though, when you're in the game, you're competing and it's exciting and you're contributing, and now when it's over and you get in the locker room and maybe even on the flight home, did you think, okay, I did something today? They got to notice me for sure now. Did you think all that?
Yeah, I thought that, and it was crazy and surreal. Like, I'm like, man, even, they had it on the board, Ryan Flournoy 104 yards in the first half. I was surprised I had 104 yards. I was like, I got that already? And, to actually have 100 yards in the NFL is crazy to me. Like, and I just got to keep stacking, Don't want to make it a fluke. I know God got me, and just keep stacking these days and stacking these games. Hopefully I get 200 next game. That's what I'm striving for.
Well, if you catch 2 40-yarders a half, you're going to get pretty close to 100 pretty fast.
Yeah.
What's your favorite route? What do you like? Don't say whatever they give me, I'm happy to run.
Yeah. Honestly, I like going deep. I like going deep. I like if it's man, and he press, man, just throw a go ball up, man. Just let me go get it.
I noticed yesterday that they kind of had you running a little bit of some of the similar routes that CD runs. How much pride do you take in being so versatile? I mean, Brad just asked you about your favorite route, but how much pride do you take in being able to produce at any part of the field?
It's amazing that they got the trust in me to do that. And, you see CD is a premier receiver, and to think that I'm doing the things he's doing is just like, I'm a premier receiver, and just give me the confidence to, go out there and just play free, Kudos to CD, man, great player. He's a great vet to me. We was in meetings, he's normally run this route. He said, running like this, you'll get him. I ran like that in the game, and I got him. So.
Was he coaching you up on the sideline a little bit?
He wasn't even at the game, but in the meeting rooms, he was definitely like, yeah, practice running like this, and yeah, that's how I ran it.
So for a young guy like yourself, when you go through camp and you look up and you see clearly they've got a more increased role for Turpin as a wide receiver, plus you've got Lamb, and now you've got Pickens. And are you thinking, this is great, I'm going to learn a lot, and by the way, do I ever get to get in there, and how am I going to work my way into that?
Nah, yeah, I was thinking that, but those guys deserved it. You know, they put it in the work. They, you know, they established in the league. I just know I had to work harder, you know, just to get my chance. And I feel like that's what's coming to the light, you know, just staying down till my number is called, and I feel like that's what happened.
Well, you won't sneak up on Carolina or anybody else anymore. You're done with that if you snuck up on the Jets. I don't know if you did, but you're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. So what do you expect in the way of either increased attention or maybe a little more physical treatment from DBs? What do you think is in store for you as the weeks unfold?
Man, that's a great question. Honestly, just, you know, just being aware of where I'm at. You know, I'm emotional a lot sometimes. I'm out in the outside sometimes. I think they have to know where 19's at now. Like, they have to, okay, 3 is right here, 1 is right here, okay, 19 right here. We got to stop we got to stop them, for real.
Did you expect this opportunity to come so soon for you? Just because I know in training camp it was a tough battle for all y'all, such a deep wide receiver room, even coming into the season. So did you expect it to come so soon?
Nah, not so soon, honestly. It's crazy because I made the initial 53-man roster, and then I got cut, and that was crazy to me. I'm like, man, it happened out of nowhere, but, you know, I really just kept my faith in God and just knew that my time would come. And, like, when I signed back to the Cowboys, you know, I made a promise to myself just to work even harder and just to stay locked in and work on my craft, and it happened. Like, you know.
That is one part of your journey that I was going to get to. I am going to get to as soon as we take our first break. But it's only one part, because you announced yourself yesterday. Those of us who go to training camp, we watched you, we saw for 2 years what you've done. But these nice people, the ones who are here at Sidecar Social and the ones who are watching us on DallasCowboys.com or listening on the radio, they may not know your whole story.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find out how you get from Southeast Missouri State to 104 yards in the first half against the New York Jets. Huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll continue after we find out who's helping provide our being here this evening.
Yeah, Albertsons. When it comes time to shop for tailgate favorites, go to Tom Thumb and Albertsons. Get 10% off your groceries every Dallas Cowboys game day when you wear your Cowboys jersey. Tom Thumb and Albertsons, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
Ryan Flournoy is our guest on the Cowboys Hour tonight. We'll be right back.
Tom Thumb.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
And welcome back. We are at Sidecar Social in the Star District in Frisco. I'm Brad Sham with Nicole Hutchinson and our Victory Monday special guest, Ryan Flournoy, you did everything but get in the end zone yesterday.
Yeah, I know I got to get in there.
Man.
It's coming.
Did you tell Dak?
I'm going to tell him.
Okay, all right, good. I do want to ask you one thing about him. He's playing at an awfully high level. And when we say that, people a lot of times think that it means he's completing a lot of passes. Yes, he is completing a lot of passes. But when you hear someone say that a quarterback is playing the position at a really high level, what does that mean to you that he's doing?
Man, just recognizing the defense and, avoiding sacks, avoiding getting tackled. He's playing the game fast. He sees it. He sees things before it happens. So, he's playing out his mind.
How much have you seen the difference in terms of, I know you've only been here for 2 years, but what kind of difference have you seen in him in terms of the command of this offense?
Yeah, just from the off season, just how he commanded us to get better. He's constantly working. He was dealing with an injury, and just to see him bounce back from that and just lead us to lead the offense and just hey, run your route at this depth. You gotta be precise. Just being vocal, honestly.
Is there something about the way Brian Schottenheimer and his staff communicate with you guys that a lot of times if you're missing C.D. Lamb, that's a big deal. If you're missing C.D. Lamb and Cavante Turpin, that can be crippling. If you're missing C.D. Lamb and Cavante Turpin and your number one draft choice right guard, and in fact 4 out of your 5 supposed regular starting offensive linemen, some people just want to go sit in the corner and suck their thumb.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that they said things to you that made you feel like, hey, we're prepared for this.
Yeah.
How did they communicate all of that to put the team in a good frame of mind to play under those circumstances?
Yeah, so they always preach about the next man up, and we got great players and we got great backup players.
You're one of them.
Yeah, we know where we want to go. Like our whole end goal is to hoist that Lombardi Trophy up, and even when one man goes down, we got to step up to the plate and deliver. So when I got my number called, from my perspective, it was just like, okay, CD's down, Terp down. Now I got to show that it's no drop off on offense. Like we gotta score points and we gotta win. So they did a great job of just giving us confidence as players, just knowing to go out there and play fast and free.
And clearly you're not afraid of that. And
Yeah.
I think I know you already well enough to know that your faith is a big part of that, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you and your wife both are people of great faith.
Yeah.
And from Southeast Missouri State,
Yep.
what was the junior college before you went there?
Iowa Western.
Iowa Western. So was COVID before Iowa Western?
Yep.
So the conference you were playing in, they weren't playing in 2020.
Oh no, yeah.
So now you go to Iowa Western and leave Iowa Western, and you're at Southeast Missouri State, which is in it's the Southern Ohio Valley Conference,
Yeah.
which used to be 2 different separate leagues.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that people don't normally say, yes, I have gone from Iowa Western to Southeast Missouri State. I'm perfectly ready to step into the NFL right now. How did you do that? How did you transition that way?
Man, so I went D2 out of high school to Central Missouri, and then I had little ups and downs there. Finding myself. So I was able and blessed to walk on to Iowa Western, and I was named the captain as soon as I got there, and I dealt with an injury as soon as I got there. First practice of spring ball, I tore my right ACL.
No, you did not.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It was a I had to look myself in the mirror and I'm like, do I really want to go to the NFL? Do I really want to do this? And I told myself yes. So I remember it was summer. I'm just get off crutches, and I had no car. My physical therapy was probably like 7-minute drive, but 45-minute walk, and I made that walk every single day, just because I wanted to get back on that field. It was like
That hunger.
that hunger, and it was the fear of not playing football anymore. Because I was a walk-on at a junior college. Some people would take that and say it's over with and lay in the bed, but I walked to physical therapy every single day, and that just showed myself like I could do anything I need to do. And that next season, I was able to play. We went to the national championship as a junior college. We unfortunately lost, but I was the leading receiver there. My only offer was Southeast Missouri out of that.
Now, stop there for a minute. So, Ryan's from the Chicago area, Homewood, Flossmoor. I'm from the Chicago area, different part of town, but I'm very familiar with Homewood, Flossmoor. It's a big school, well-known school anyway.
Yes, sir.
So, how are you not getting recruited by Illinois and Indiana and at least maybe Southern Illinois or Northern? How are you not getting recruited by those people?
Man, we had a great team. We had a great running back, Justin Hall. We had a great running back, Leon Tanner, and we just ran it, and just throw it up to Ryan. So it was that. I don't take my journey for granted. Of course, I wanted to go to FBS school, but that's not how it worked out. And I wished I would have got them offers, but yeah.
Something that you also forgot in that story was out of high school, your freshman year, I believe I saw, where I think you weighed like 99 pounds.
Oh,
your
yeah.
coach.
Stop. 99 pounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was a late bloomer. Like, my freshman year, I was like 5'3", 99 pounds. And I only knew that because I wrestled my freshman year, and I wrestled the 99.
Who the heck did you wrestle with 99 pounds?
I wrestled that year, and I was a slot receiver. And I started, and, my coach was like, man, you little, but you got heart. And I always had heart as a little guy. So when I grew into my body, that heart, got bigger. And, like, that's why I play so big as a 200-pound receiver now. So
That was your wrestling coach that told you had heart.
my receiver coach.
What about your head? Was it your head coach that was that looked around and asked the whole
Oh,
team,
yeah.
like, hey, which one of y'all want to play college football? Everybody raised their hands.
Yep.
And then he looked at you and said, well,
He was like, yes,
don't know.
unfortunately, like, with your size, you can't. And I was like, dang.
how much do you look back at that and say, I made it?
And it's like, I told you so. But, it was like, I kind of needed that,
Yeah.
just to motivate me. And, like, because my heart honestly sunk. Like, you got that feeling where your heart go to your stomach. Like, man, I'm not going to go to college.
Someone told you you're not good enough, you're not big enough, you just don't have it, son. I'm sorry. Tell me again, how old are you and in what year in school?
I
You're
was
5'3" and 99
I was
pounds?
a freshman. I was 14 years old.
Freshman in high school.
I don't even think I weighed 99 pounds
Yeah.
in freshman year.
But you're not playing wide receiver in the NFL and
That's
breaking
true.
tackles and,
That's a good point.
and things like that. All right. So when then did you when was the growth spurt and when did you become the physical player that you are?
My junior year, I remember
Of high school?
Yeah, of high school. I remember going into my junior year. I was 5'11". I'm looking over. I see the top of people's heads now. Like,
You used to see their nostrils.
yeah, now I'm looking up. Now I'm looking down. So, yeah, my junior year, and like, I took the weight room serious. After my coach told me I was too small, I took the weight room serious. I got to get stronger, and then I just started growing. I had shin pains. I was going to the doctor. I broke my hand my freshman year too, and the X-ray said my growth plates were wide open, so I'm gonna grow a lot. And my senior year of high school, I was 6'1", and about 170
In 3 years,
pounds.
you went from 5'3" and 99
Yeah,
to 6'1" and how many?
like 160, 170.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My head hurts.
What
Yeah.
did your parents how did your parents kind of help you throughout that entire
And siblings.
thing.
You have
And
siblings?
Yeah, I have
siblings.
Yeah,
siblings.
we got to know
Yeah,
how
you're
the
right, my
family
bad.
react. No,
Okay, yeah, I tell you how my brother reacted. It was one summer my brother went with my cousins in West Virginia just for the summer, and then he came back, and I opened the door for him when he came back. He said, "Whoa,
Who are you?
yeah, he's
You look like my brother, but who are you?
yeah." So like I remember that summer, man. He loved telling that story, and then my parents, you know, they were like, "Man, I always try to pray for you that you would grow." My dad's like one of my biggest fans, and you know, a football fanatic, and he was like, "Just stretch." He tried to hang me from the pull-up bar just so I could stretch. Yeah, but yeah, it was crazy to have that growth spurt. I'm definitely blessed by God for that.
How much have your parents and your siblings meant to you and through all the adversity that you've been through?
Man, they mean everything to me. You know, it's part of this is why I do it. You know, because all the sacrifices and just making them happy.
And your wife. I didn't mean to
Oh,
cut you
yeah,
off. And your wife.
yeah.
Well,
Mom.
but the nuclear family came first.
Sorry.
We'll
Nah,
get to the
but
wife.
it's-
Don't worry.
Yeah, they're super special to me. Like family is everything to me. My parents is amazing. You know, they made a lot of sacrifices to get me to this point, and my siblings is, some of my biggest cheerleaders, and they're probably more happy of my success than I am, and it's great to see. And my wife, man, she's amazing. Like I can't even imagine a day without her. She just keep my head straight and just. She's amazing.
Come on.
Did you know her when you were 5'3" and 99 pounds?
Nah.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get to that in a minute. How many siblings?
I got two siblings, Riley and Raven. I got an older sister, Raven, and then Riley is 22, my younger brother.
Your younger brother.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna take our next break, and then we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get you to Southeast Missouri State, and then we're gonna get you to the NFL, and then somewhere in there we'll get you married. And we'll find out about your wife and how your faith informs everything that you have done. Ryan Flournoy is our guest on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour this evening, brought to you by
Luke Casey. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Luke Casey. Shop the collection today at Luke Casey's 6 DFW locations or online at lukecasey.com. Luke Casey, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
And we'll be right back.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
And welcome back to Sidecar Social in the Star District. Brad Sham, Nicole Hutchinson, our very special guest, Ryan Flournoy. 140 yards yesterday. More yards in the first half yesterday than he had as a rookie. But if you're not on the field, they can't throw you the ball. So you've really complicated their life now, you know.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they get paid a lot of money to figure out. But that'll be fun to watch develop. Let me get back to, for a moment, let's get you to Southeast Missouri. We got you out of Iowa Western.
Yep.
And Southeast offered you.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And is that in Springfield?
That's in Cape Girardeau.
Cape Girardeau. I went to Mizzou, by the way,
yeah.
so I know right where Cape Girardeau is. Nobody offered me. I begged them, and they let me give them money and go to school there. At what age did you start thinking, I want to be in the NFL?
Really, so my dad always wanted to be in the NFL, and he just always told me, you know, if you work for it, you can do it. And I started playing football since I was 5, and I really always had that dream to play in the NFL, you know. It got to a point where, like, if I was scared of anything, if I was to be on a diving board and I was scared to jump off, I'd be like, I'm not going to the NFL if I don't jump off, and then I end up jumping off. So that's how bad I wanted it.
At what point?
No, go
Sorry,
ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay. At what point did you start loving the game of football?
When I scored my first touchdown, I remember I was 6 years old. I was a running back. We was playing to the Country Club Hills Cougars, and I got the handoff, and I went down the sideline, and I scored, and my dad and my mom was just so happy. And I'm gonna keep doing this, and it was just fun.
So what was part of the motivation to see how happy they were?
Yeah, and just the joy it brought me too.
When did you first think to yourself, "Oh wait, I can do this. I'm actually going to be good enough to do this"?
Really, when probably 8th grade. You know, 8th grade, I started developing hands and just started catching the ball with ease. And that's when I moved to receiver at 8th grade. 'Cause I was a running back all throughout. And, started catching the ball and started running after the catch. And I was like, oh, yeah, I could definitely do this.
All right, but then you don't get a big school offer. And that didn't do anything to chip away at that confidence?
Nah, it was just a stepping stone. I just know it was going to be harder to get there, but I was going to get there.
And what did you expect going into the draft?
I expected, honestly, it was the draft day was kind of crazy. I expected to get drafted, but when you get down to the 6th round, the 5th rounds, and you're like, man, am I gonna get drafted? And once I got that call, man, all that anxiety and all the fear of not getting drafted just lifted off my shoulders. Because I felt like I put the work in during college and during the Senior Bowl and then during the combine, and I just know it's in God's hands. Wherever He wanted me to go, that's where I'm gonna go.
Back at that moment when you got the call from Jerry Jones,
Yeah.
what did you ultimately say to yourself that you want to prove in this league?
After you said, "Who's Jerry Jones?"
After you,
I knew who Jerry Jones was. I said to myself, man, they better get ready, because I know, come from a small school. I didn't play in many big crowds. The biggest crowds I played in was probably Iowa State and Kansas State, and I was excited to show the world who I am, as a person, as a football player, and just show that toughness I got. I feel like I play the game with a lot of passion. I like to hit. I just like to, make a statement in games. I just wanted the fans and the Cowboys to see that.
When your coaches, as you were growing and getting better at the sport, saw how physical you were, anybody ever try to make you a safety?
No, I played DB in high school. My freshman and sophomore year, I was a corner and receiver. I was coming down and hit because I was the smallest, but I had heart, and
Well, freshman, you were 5'3" and 99
Yeah.
pounds. What were you running down, hit a guy in the ankles? What did you
running,
do?
yeah, ankle, we call it ankle biting. Yeah, I just run down, tripping with the ankles. It's a tackle for loss.
Did
Oh,
you? Oh, go ahead.
but I mean, did anybody try to say this guy's physical? He can. We should put him on defense.
Well, nah, they didn't.
Good.
Did you ever think about like saying, hey, let me try to stick with safety or no?
Nah,
no?
I like scoring the ball.
Yeah.
Like I like putting the ball in the end zone.
And then your fifth round, right? Sixth round.
Yeah.
So here you come, and you have to look around and see who are the receivers who are here. What do I have to do? What's your thought process then about what was in front of you and how you were going to make it?
Just to learn from them. The receiver room last year, was pretty big. We had CD, B Cooks, JT, JB, just really picking their brains. Actually going under all of their wings. Learning something, learning what they got, what they bring to the game, and they all did a great job. With helping me accumulate to being in the NFL and teaching me how to be a pro. And that's why that was my whole thought process. Just to see how they do it and then put my own little spin on it.
Now, if my memory's serving me right, this year. So now you hit the first year goes by. And my broadcast partner on the games, Babe Laufenberg, says this, and particularly every time you make a play, he says when you come and Babe set passing records at Indiana. He was a terrific quarterback.
Yeah.
Played 8 years in the NFL. And he said, when you come from southeast Missouri, your rookie year is just that your head's spinning and you're just learning.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. My first NFL game against the Rams last year in preseason, I dropped the ball my first catch. I fumbled. Felt like I had a horrible game. I felt like I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting cut. I'm out of here. And then the next game, I just really I don't have to prove anything. They know who I am. Let me just go out there and play free and play fast and just be who I am. And, I think I showed out that next game.
It looked like you were more confident in camp this year than last year. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
So when now, if my memory's right, you did make the 53-man roster this year.
Yes, sir.
Now we've got a numbers game, and people are hurt, and this happens all the time. And everybody knew they did not want to lose you, but I don't remember who was hurt, cornerbacks or whoever it was. And so we got to have a roster spot, so we're going to take a deep breath and hope that nobody claims it. Were you hoping someone claimed you?
I was hoping. I just wanted to play football. I love Dallas. I didn't want to go anywhere. I was hoping nobody claimed me, and I was just that whole day. I think it was a Friday where I was on waivers, and just the 24 hours felt like 2 weeks. It just felt like, man, what's gonna happen next? And it was crazy. I was just praying that whole day and just like, God, just make a way for me.
Well, maybe people can understand a little better if they hear you talk about it. So you have, if you are claimed, that means you're still in the NFL, but you're not with the team you were with.
Yeah.
But if you're not claimed, you can come back to the team you were with. But that means nobody wanted you.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that 24 hours?
Yeah, that was crazy. It was like, man, you ain't want me. I think I snapped in preseason. It was an ego shock. I got humbled. I'm like, man, I thought I snapped. When nobody want me, I'm not a product. But I mean, it worked out for the better. I had 114 yards yesterday. I think it worked out. I think God don't make no mistakes. His timing is perfect.
Sometimes it's unfortunate, but there's like also a business side,
Yeah.
To it. How hard was it for you kind of like just finally realizing, okay, there's a business aspect to this that I kind of got to get used to, but at the same time, like, I know what type of player that I can be. So
Yeah,
how hard was that for you?
It's like you got to take yourself out of it. You don't take anything personal because, they say it's a numbers game, and it really is, You got a lot of great players in the league that's not in the league, like that's on practice squad. You got a lot of great players that, don't get to suit up on Sundays. So it's like, it's a business, like, and, you see it's your teammate 1 week, then next week they're in a different suit. So it's definitely a business. That's what I had to learn my rookie year. But I feel like I'm dealing with it better.
I want to talk about you leaning on faith, God, particularly. How big has, your faith been for you throughout your entire career and journey?
Yeah, honestly, I just started my faith in 2021, and, just really, I found God in 2021. I went to an FCA meeting in college and they talked about the gospel, and it really just opened up to me. I always believed in God, but I didn't know who Jesus was or who, just believed it was a God somewhere. And then after, I just devoted my whole life to him, and, he just made a way for me, That's why I played the game of football, just to at least, I prayed that at least one soul is saved by the way I play. And, I wear Jesus on my wristband just to, highlight his name, and that, I'm out there playing, but just it's not me, it's him.
We got to take our.
Yeah.
You can applaud that.
Come on.
We're going to take our last break. We have a microphone if anybody in our audience here at Sidecar Social wants to ask you anything.
Yeah.
And I promised we would get you married. So when we come back, we do want to find out, because I know how proud you are of your wife. You mentioned her, and I want to give you a chance to brag on her a little bit. And we've got time to do all of that with our special guest tonight, Ryan Flournoy, on the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour at Sidecar Social at the Star District in Frisco. We'll be right back.
Altic Lansing.
Back to the Miller Lite Cowboys Hour, supported by Albertsons.
At Sidecar Social, the Star District in Frisco, with Nicole Hutchinson, I'm Brad Sham. Our very special guest, Cowboys receiver Ryan Flournoy. So when you come to camp as a 6th-round draft choice, nobody cares how you want to pronounce your name. They just look at it on a piece of paper, and they say, oh, that's Flournoy. Okay, we'll call him Flournoy. And then somewhere along the line, we were told, actually, it's Flournoy.
Yeah.
Did you hear pronunciations and correct someone?
During the first preseason, or the game, I scored my first touchdown in the preseason. They said Flournoy.
Flournoy.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, it's Flournoy. The R is silent. It's French. You know, it's a little. After I said that, they corrected it.
Okay, well, good. So just in case anybody wants to know. Before we take questions from our audience, tell us a little bit about your bride and when did you meet? And I know how proud you are of the work she's doing, so let's talk about her.
We actually met at Southeast Missouri. Just the way she carried herself attracted me to her, you know, just because I was finding my faith, and I went to Southeast Missouri in 2022. And just what she posted helped me, you know, helped me be a better man, honestly. And, I was kind of nervous to talk to her just because I thought her standards was too high. I didn't think I met her standards. But, I shot my shot. That's what we say nowadays, slid in the DMs. But, I just was like, what's your love like? What's your love life looking like? And she said, I'm single. I'm like, I'm single too. Let's hang out. And it was.
You smooth up.
Yeah, just smooth, just smooth, just a little subtleness. Just the way she carried herself and just what her morals are. God first. She's God-fearing. It's beautiful to see, and obviously she's attractive. She's in the crowd.
Say, she here?
Yeah.
Where is she? Oh, look at you. Thank you for coming tonight. Thanks for letting him out of the house it's not like, he's just hanging around all day this time of year. It's great to have you here. Thank you. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
That part.
Yeah, we're proud of you too.
Yeah. We got married July 6th of 2024, so we've been married a little bit over a year. It's been great. That's my road dog. She keep me grounded. She helps me. Like I'm very disciplined, with sleep and just what I do with football. And she wants to spend time with me, but she know I take sleep serious, and like just the way she, help me out with everything. Don't bother me, like not bother me, but don't nag when I want to go to sleep, and just need to get some proper rest. And like she's amazing with it.
What's her first name?
Kaylee.
How long did it take you to learn the two most important words that a married man knows? Yes, dear.
I'm still learning it.
Yeah, okay. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Those are the 2 words?
Those are the 2 words.
Okay.
If you are, I don't know how close you are to
Soon.
getting
We're
married.
gonna pray on it.
Okay. How often does he say yes, dear?
Often. He's actually back there.
Oh, well, he's here too? Holy
Yes.
cow. Do you say yes, dear, regularly?
He's back there to the left.
Okay. Those are. I'm not saying that'll do the whole thing. Goodness knows I don't know that. But I do know without those 2 words,
Yes, yeah.
you're going to be back walking to PT again.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'll get to you, Rambo, in 1 second. When you got a torn ACL and you're walking 45 minutes each way to PT, did nobody in that clinic say, son, I don't know if walking on that knee is the best thing for you 90 minutes a day?
Yeah, they really I was like, man, you're very dedicated. And then we would go through a whole workout. And I'm like, all right, guys, drenched in sweat. All right, guys, got to walk back. And, they're great people, honestly. Like, when I walked, I felt like it was getting better,
Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Because I got back, I'll tell you, I remember this like it was yesterday.
Please.
I tore it, I had surgery August 22nd. And then I got cleared. I had surgery March 21st, and then I got cleared August 10th, and was able to
That's 5 months.
Yeah, it was 5 months, and I was able to play our first game at Iowa Western September 8th, whatever.
You had
Off an
surgery
ACL?
in March?
Yes.
You had ACL surgery in March?
Yes.
And played football in September?
Yes, and like every single day, I felt like, because I was, I was taking care of it, but I was walking. Like, when I was able to walk, I was strengthening it, and, it was hungry. Like when I say I was hungry, I was hungry.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, let's get a couple of questions while we have time from our audience.
Good evening, Ryan. My name is Rambo.
What's up, Rambo?
Sounds like you're a very spiritual, positive, committed player. Do you plan or have you had any youth camps to pass down that knowledge, considering North Texas does produce some great football players?
I will honestly love to do a youth camp. Like I would love to, spread the word to the youth, because I felt I didn't have that when I was growing up, and I would love to. And we could talk about it honestly after this.
Give him a minute. Let him start his second game in a row, and then we'll start the camp.
How you doing, Ryan? Larry from McKinney.
How you doing?
This is going to be more of a request than a question. Going back in April, you had a singing competition with Maurice. Be it so, my birthday is this Thursday. I'm hoping you could perform just like you did.
You want me to sing you happy birthday?
Yes, sir.
Wait, you and
sing?
Marist?
I don't sing.
Oh.
Maris sings.
No, we
And-
know Marist sings. Yeah.
And me and him had a little competition, and I sung Happy Birthday just as a little joke, and he sung his heart out. I don't know what song.
Oh,
it was.
damn.
Tennessee Whiskey, that's his favorite
Yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'll sing you Happy Birthday, bro. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Larry.
Larry.
Look at him. Look at him.
Happy birthday to
There he
you.
is, Ryan Flournoy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hey, Ryan.
up?
So my son's a huge Cowboys fan, and he found out that you wrestled, and so he wants me to ask you. He was 5'3" and 103 pounds in his freshman year in high school, and he wants to know, what was your favorite takedown?
So I forgot what it was called, but I like to push the little elbow up and then get him like this, and then roll him, and then just go to the ground. I was pretty good at that. It was quick.
The rest of the wrestlers, pound for pound, some tough people. So
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that you're a tough football player too.
Yes, sir.
So we only had a couple of minutes left. We were talking when we sat down before we went on the air about technique things. I think for a second-year player with no more playing experience than Ryan has, he's almost advanced in some of the technical aspects. And one of the things I noticed just from watching tape of yesterday is the use of your hands in getting rid of a defender or keeping him, at least giving you a path to the ball without committing a penalty.
Yeah.
How do you learn that?
Really, growing up, I did a lot of sports. So wrestling, it's a lot of hand fights. So bringing that to the field, played baseball, was everywhere. I was back catcher, I was a pitcher, I was outfield, I was shortstop. So feel like that helped me with, quickness and movement. And I caddied. When I was younger, freshman year, me and my cousin Matthew, we caddied at a country club, and I had to watch the ball. I took pride in never losing the ball, and I watched the ball. Like, your ball's over there. Like, oh man, you're good at this.
So
and
if you can track a golf ball in the
you can
sun,
track a
you can
football.
catch a foot. You
Yes,
watch
sir.
a football, right?
Yes, sir. And it's feel like those little skills helped me out. I did track. I played volleyball. I just always did the sports like basketball, baseball, all of it.
Were
So
you as good at any of them as football, or did football have your heart right from the beginning?
Football always had my heart, but I was talented. I was always athletic enough to get the job done.
Y'all heard what he said. I was talented.
Yeah.
He meant that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But no, when you talk about when you were a caddy, when you were younger, how do you keep working on the ball tracking skills? Are there any drills that you specifically still work on?
Oh yeah. So after every practice, me and the equipment manager, Blake, we go over the shoulders. Every practice, 10 on this way, 10 on this way, just to help, with my eyes, my hands, and just everything. So I thank you, Blake, man. If you listen to this, thank you.
I'm completely serious when I say this. We've been doing this show for a very long time. And the thing that I like about it is the opportunity to give Cowboy fans a chance to know the players as human beings, not just numbers on a shirt with a cage on your head. But this young man right here, this is why we do this. This is exactly why we do this show. because you need to know who Ryan Flournoy is. And now, by golly, the whole dadgum NFL is starting to figure out who you are. It's going to be so much fun to watch you blend in with everybody else and see how these coaches figure out how to make their money and work and keep you in. Keep going.
Yes,
Congratulations.
sir. Thank you, man.
Really
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you being here.
Thank you.
Ryan
you.
Flournoy, everybody, and Nicole and I will be right back here in these very same chairs next Monday night at this same time for our next Victory Monday on the next Cowboys Hour.